tributes continue to pour in honor of his memory. The Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, Gani Adams, describes the late Dr. Frederick Fasehun as a man who made outstanding contributions to the progress of the nation in many capacities. Gani Adams pointed out that the deceased deserves all the tributes, having had the privilege of close association with him as a leader, father, and confidant for many years. Until his death, Fasehun was the founding father and spiritual leader of the Odua People's Congress. Now, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, Gani Adams, joins us on the news for more on the life and times of a notable leader. You are quoted as saying that the news of Frederick Fasehun, his passing, came as a shock to you. Can you tell us exactly how deep this loss is?
Well, thank you very much. The death of Dr. Frederick Fasehun came as a rude shock to the entire members of the organization and the entire progressive people of Yoruba land. When you remember what happened during the struggle in 1993, when we joined Campaign for Democracy, Dr. Frederick Fasehun was a treasurer of Campaign for Democracy by then. In the beginning of the struggle, we are like a full soldier. Yeah, and most of the information in the Campaign for Democracy always come from Dr. Frederick Fasehun. Before the founding of NADECO in 1994 and founding of Odua People's Congress in August 29, which 9 of us formed the organization in August 29, 1994. So, and we didn't expect to lose him now because of his wide experience. But I thank God that we managed to reconcile OPC before his death. And I give thanks to Almighty God and Otumba Gbenga Daniel, who facilitated the reconciliation meeting in March 2005. Because assuming there was no reconciliation meeting to resolve our issue now, what will I say this time around? Since then, we have been having a relationship, calling ourselves. Anywhere I met him, I would say Baba, and he would greet me like a son. And when I got the letter to become Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò last year, I called him and he gave his blessing. I was eager to meet him, but he was not in the country by then. And the day of my installation, he sent his deputy with a large entourage to grace the occasion in January 13. The death of Dr. Frederick Fasehun is a huge loss to the Yoruba nation because it's part of the people that pay sacrifice to get this nascent democracy. I try as much as possible to go into partisan politics through UPN. But Nigeria is a country that if you don't have enough resources, they won't respect you. The bourgeois, the capitalists have taken over our political system. When you are saying the real truth, you may not get the power from the people. So I use this opportunity to condole the family of Dr. Frederick Fasehun and condole myself, which I believe are one of the people who trained to the struggle. I've been getting a lot of calls, both Nigeria and internationally, since yesterday. People are condoling me that we lost our father. May his soul rest in the perfect peace.
What he was committed to, and how much of it he achieved in concrete terms.
Come again?
Now, for a man, many described as courageous, and you have described him as well as a courageous man. Can you tell us a bit about the struggle he was committed to, and how much of it he achieved in concrete terms?
Well, at the same time, he was our first leader in Odua People's Congress. And we are 9 people that founded Odua People's Congress. 2 people suggested the name for the organization in August 29. Tony Gruby suggested Odua National Congress, but Dr. Frederick Fasehun suggested Odua People's Congress. And 9 of us voted in support of Odua People's Congress. 2 people voted for Odua National Congress. That was how the name came about, calling OPC. And his intellectual contribution to the organization from the beginning cannot be left out. He is not one of the statements in the beginning of the organization. And as a medical doctor, one of the most experienced medical doctors we have in Nigeria, and acupuncture of that matter, he set aside his profession and fight for the struggle of Nigeria. And even when you limit to the courage he gave to us, because if it's not OPC today, people will not know the quality I have to give me the position of Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land. So he invested on a lot of people. We have many self-determination groups in Yoruba land. About 70% of the people who form different organizations pass through Dr. Frederick Fasehun. And no group in civil society that did not have the advice and the experience of Dr. Frederick Fasehun in the times of the struggle. And he's one of the people advocated for restructuring. He's an unrepentant true federalist and physical federalism. And he could not even relate his demise. It was not cowed out of his own ideology and belief. He continued to preach what he believed, even when he was a minority. And he's a dogged fighter that anything he has in his own mind, it will be very difficult to intimidate him, to dissuade from it. So when you are talking of what he has done, it can't be quantified. The only problem we have in Nigeria is that we don't dictate our hero when they are alive. When we lost them, there will be a lot of encomium. So I think it's time that we should know most of the people that fought for us. There can be differences in between the struggle, but we thank God we resolved it in 2005.
All right, like you mentioned earlier, you said he was like a father to you. He was a father figure to you, and he trained you, taught you what you know at this point. Now, was there any plan that you had in the pipeline with him for the Yoruba race before his demise?
Well, in the actual point, our closeness was not much because of the age differences. But notwithstanding, I remember that anytime I read this in an interview, we always be in the same page. And you know, when somebody has the same ideology with you, you don't need to be close to him before you speak in the same direction. So in the terms of restructuring and true federalism, we always be in the same page. When I was a delegate in the national conference in 2014, he was not part of the delegate. But what he is saying outside the conference tallying with what we're saying in the conference. So I think the situation of Yoruba land, beyond even OPC as an organization, that was one of the reasons if you want to discuss anything about Yoruba land, we always base it on Yoruba Summit. Yoruba Summit is a platform that incorporates every organization in Yoruba land to discuss the future of Yoruba land.
So, what would you have told him if you were opportune to see him in his last hours?
Come again, please.
What would you have told him if you were opportune to see him before his death?
Well, we discussed about the plan of the anniversary. I could have discussed about the plan of anniversary of Odua People's Congress. OPC will clock 25. that could have been a milestone that could have prayed that he should witness, because OPC was founded in 1994. By next year, August, OPC will clock 25 years. And as young as OPC as an organization, what OPC has achieved go beyond an organization that has been existing for 70 years. So I have it in my mind that maybe like January or February, I will have time, I will create time to have an audience with him so we can discuss this and have a joint celebration of the group.
So what lies ahead for the Yoruba nation, seeing that Frederick Fasehun is no more?
Well, I think we thank God he has laid down a very good legacy. He has been people that we can call a voice, a progressive voice in Yoruba land. And even me at 48, we are praying that God should give me more grace. An ideology, you don't build the new generation coming. You don't know what will happen at any time. So Dr. Frederick Fasehun has built a lot of generations. We have the young people coming to the struggle of the Yoruba people. So I think legacy will reign forever. So I think legacy will reign forever. And that was what I'm doing since I became Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. And still a national coordinator of OPC. I encourage more people to champion the cause of Yoruba land and to believe in justice in Nigeria.
All right, so what should leaders, Nigerian leaders, learn from the life of Dr. Frederick Fasehun?
Well, Nigerian leaders should realize we did not have any other country than Nigeria. No matter the profession you have, you must believe in the progress of Nigeria. You must play your own quota to move this nation forward. We should not leave our country to a politician only. We should not allow any professional politician to determine our fate only. We should play our own role to move this nation forward. Because Dr. Frederick Fasehun moved as a presidential candidate of Labour Party, now joined an activist from CDA Sharp to Campaign for Democracy, from Campaign for Democracy to National Democratic Coalition, and from National Democratic to OPC, and even have a civil society organization called Mosaic. And he does not even have the feeling that his brother was a politician. He should not champion the cause of Nigeria. He's a medical doctor that has about 2 hospitals, and he has an hotel. He differentiates his business from the struggle of liberating Nigeria. He was detained for a period of 20 months in Alagon, and he was released. He did not cow out from the struggle. So I think Nigeria should learn a lot from him. From the statement that I've read from any newspaper today, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have issued a statement to commiserate his family. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Ooni of Ife, and even others like ours have issued a statement. And any living human being, you always pray for a very good end after you have left this earth. And anything you do, that was what we judge you after you left this world. So Nigerian people have a lot to learn from Dr. Frederick Fasehun.
Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò Gani Adams, thank you very much for joining us and talking to us on the life and times of the late Frederick Fasehun. Thank you very much.